Nikola Tesla was born during a violent thunderstorm in the village of Smiljan, then part of the Austrian Empire, now Croatia. According to family legend, the midwife looked at the lightning outside and called the child a bad omen. His mother answered differently. No, he will be a child of light. History would remember her version. Tesla's father, Milutin, was a Serbian Orthodox priest, disciplined, intellectual, demanding. His mother, Juka, had never received formal education, yet she built household tools from memory and solved practical problems instinctively. Tesla would later say his inventive ability came from her. From his father, he inherited language and structure. From his mother, imagination and hands that could turn thought into mechanism. But the defining event of his childhood was not lightning. It was loss. Tesla had an older brother named Dane, considered gifted and destined for greatness. Then, after a horse-riding accident, Dane died suddenly. Nikola was still a child. In many households, grief fades into silence. In the Tesla home, grief became atmosphere. The favored son was gone. The surviving son grew under the shadow of absence. Some biographers believe Tesla spent much of his life trying to prove himself to a father who had already lost the child he admired most. Soon after, strange episodes began. Tesla described blinding flashes of light, vivid mental images, sounds so intense they overwhelmed him. Faces, objects, scenes would appear before his eyes with impossible clarity. Today, some might call it neurological sensitivity, trauma response, or synesthetic phenomena. At the time, it looked like madness, but Tesla learned to control it, then weaponize it. The visions that once tormented him became the engine of his genius. Most inventors sketch ideas. Tesla often didn't need to. He could build machines entirely inside his mind. He claimed he could rotate them mentally, test wear and tear, identify flaws, redesign parts, and run them again before ever touching metal. Whether every claim was literal or embellished, the results were real. Again and again, Tesla produced working systems he had rehearsed internally long before construction. He also possessed extraordinary memory. He could memorize books, equations, pages of text. He learned languages rapidly. Numbers fascinated him, patterns obsessed him, order comforted him, disorder disturbed him. Throughout life, he developed compulsive habits, counting steps, avoiding pearls, demanding mathematical precision in everyday behavior. Many eccentric geniuses are later romanticized. In reality, genius often comes tied to suffering. Tesla wanted to study engineering. His father wanted him to enter the clergy. Then fate intervened. After finishing school, Tesla contracted cholera. He was bedridden for months and nearly died. During the illness, he made a bargain with his father. If he recovered, he would be allowed to study engineering. Milutin agreed. Tesla survived, and like many men who nearly die young, he emerged with intensified purpose. At the Imperial Royal Technical College in Graz, Tesla's first year was astonishing. He attended obsessively, studied from dawn until late night, earned elite marks, and impressed professors. But brilliance without emotional stability can fracture under pressure. In one lecture, a professor demonstrated a direct current motor that used brushes and commutators. Tesla challenged the design publicly, suggesting that alternating current could eliminate many inefficiencies. He was dismissed, ridiculed. The class laughed. It was more than embarrassment. Tesla believed he had seen the future and was mocked by men trapped in the present. After the humiliation at school and years of internal pressure, Tesla began to crack. He withdrew socially. He turned to gambling, cards, betting, chance the false mathematics of desperation. Addiction does not always begin with pleasure. Sometimes it begins with pain seeking anesthesia. He lost money, then scholarships, then direction. Eventually, he abandoned university without completing his degree and disappeared from his family's view. For a time, he worked modest jobs in Maribor while gambling more heavily. His father searched for him and found him in humiliating circumstances. Their relationship, already strained, worsened. Then came another blow. Milutin Tesla died in 1879. Nikola was devastated. Whatever resentment existed, death closes the possibility of reconciliation forever. The son who wanted recognition never fully received it. The father who wanted obedience never fully got it. Between them remained unfinished business, a theme that would haunt Tesla's life as much as unfinished inventions. He spiraled deeper. Then his mother intervened with remarkable psychological precision. She reportedly handed him money and told him to go gamble it all away quickly if that was what he wanted. No anger, no lectures, only calm confidence that he would overcome it. Something in Tesla broke free. He quit gambling and never returned to it. This moment matters because it reveals a pattern repeated throughout his life. Tesla could become enslaved by obsession, but when he chose discipline, he could sever habits with terrifying force. He later drifted through Prague and then Budapest, underemployed, under-recognized, carrying no degree and little status. Yet inside his mind lived an electrical revolution. By the early 1880s, Tesla was consumed by one technical problem: how to build a motor powered by alternating current without brushes sparking and grinding themselves apart. Direct current systems worked, but inefficiently over long distances. Electricity leaked away. Infrastructure costs exploded. Cities could be powered. Nations could not. Tesla's obsession damaged his health. He suffered nervous collapse, hypersensitivity to sound and light, exhaustion so severe friends feared for his life. Then came one of the most famous moments in engineering history. In February 1882, while walking through a Budapest park with his friend Anthony Szigeti, Tesla stopped suddenly as the sun was setting. He later said the solution appeared all at once. He grabbed a stick and drew diagrams in the dirt: rotating magnetic fields, polyphase current, a new kind of motor. If true, it was one of history's great flashes of insight. The significance is hard to overstate. Tesla had found the key to scalable modern electricity. He moved to Paris and worked for Continental Edison, repairing electrical systems in Europe. His talent was obvious. He solved problems other engineers could not. But Europe would not be the stage of his destiny. America would. He boarded a ship for New York with little money, a few possessions, and a letter of recommendation addressed to the most famous inventor in the world, Thomas Edison. Tesla was arriving in a nation already electrifying itself. He intended to rewrite the method entirely. By the late 1880s, electricity had become more than science. It had become territory. Whoever controlled power would control cities, factories, streets, and eventually modern life itself. Thomas Edison already held a massive advantage. His direct current system was installed in parts of New York. He had investors, newspapers, political influence, and the public image of America's greatest inventor. Tesla had something else, a better system. Alternating current could travel far greater distances with far less loss. It could be transformed to high voltage for transmission, then lowered again for safe use. It was more efficient, more scalable, and far more suited for a growing nation. But superior technology does not automatically win. Powerful systems rarely surrender peacefully. Edison recognized immediately what AC meant. If Tesla and Westinghouse succeeded, much of his infrastructure would become outdated. So the battle began. Newspapers were fed stories about the dangers of alternating current. Demonstrations were staged to terrify the public. Animals were electrocuted using AC in front of witnesses to create fear. The message was simple. This new electricity kills. Edison's campaign was ruthless because it was effective. Most people did not understand electrical engineering. They understood fear. Tesla responded differently. He did not fight with headlines. He fought with demonstration. During public lectures, he allowed high-frequency current to pass through his own body, lighting lamps in his hands while standing unharmed before stunned audiences. To many observers, it looked like sorcery. To Tesla, it was education. He wanted people to see that electricity could be controlled intelligently. Yet the conflict intensified when New York adopted the electric chair as a method of execution using alternating current. The symbolism was obvious. If AC could become associated with death, public trust could be poisoned for years. Tesla watched his life's work turned into propaganda. Then came the turning point. In 1893, the World's Columbian Exposition in Chicago needed power for one of the largest public events on Earth. Millions would attend. The winning company would not just earn money, it would define the future. Westinghouse, using Tesla's patents, won the contract. When the fair opened, thousands of electric lights illuminated the grounds in a spectacle unlike anything most visitors had ever seen. Entire buildings glowed white against the night. Crowds stared in disbelief. Some had never seen electric lighting at that scale. It felt like stepping into another century. Tesla himself gave demonstrations there, revealing wireless lighting and controlled electrical phenomena that made him one of the stars of the exposition. In that moment, the war changed direction. The public had now seen what AC could do. Not kill, but illuminate. Not threaten, but transform. Soon after, another victory followed. Niagara Falls. Engineers dreamed of harnessing one of nature's greatest forces and sending that energy to distant cities. Tesla's alternating current system made it possible. When power generated from Niagara reached Buffalo, it was more than an engineering success. It was proof that modern civilization would run on Tesla's principles. Streets, industries, transportation networks, and homes around the world would eventually depend on AC power. Tesla had helped electrify the planet, yet even in victory, the pattern of his life remained. The system won. Others grew rich, corporations expanded, cities modernized. But Tesla himself did not become the ruler of the empire he helped create. He had defeated Edison technologically, but not financially. The world often rewards builders of systems more than creators of ideas. And Tesla was always an idea maker first. The war of currents ended with alternating current as the global standard. But it also revealed a truth that would follow Tesla forever. Genius can win history and still lose the game being played in the present.